and welcome to Go Create, the Opera Imaginarium. I'm Karen Gillingham and I'm an opera director, and today we are going to explore all things opera. Now, you've just seen a clip of Garsington's production of Tchaikovsky's Eugene, Onegin. And to make a production like that, there's obviously singers and musicians, but there's a huge team who worked together to create the wonderful spectacle that we all experience. To help us to explore that, today we've got composer Richard Taylor, designer Rhiannon Newman-Brown, and choreographer Natasha Kamjani. And we've got three wonderful singers with us: Ossian Huskinson, Jerome Knox, and Josephine Goddard. Welcomes, great to have you with us. Now, our opera is Tchaikovsky's Eugene, Onegin, and we need to catch up with where we've got to with the story so far. So it's time for today's Go Create Plot Challenge. So who is up for that today?
I think it's definitely my turn.
Absolutely, really nicely volunteered. So if we could get wood blocks, Richard, and cymbals, Ossian, please, fantastic. And if you could tell us the story so far in 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so there's two sisters, Tatiana and Olga, who live in the countryside, and they are visited by Onegin and Lenski. Lenski is Olga's fiancé, and Onegin's just sort of along for the ride. But Tatiana falls head over heels with him. He's like every man she's ever read about in her books. He's just glorious, he's amazing, she's completely in love. So she writes in this letter to tell him how she feels about him. But the reception is not great. He rejects her completely brutally, tells her to, save her love for someone better, try again, he's not the man for her. She's completely distraught and then has to go straight to this ball for her name day, where also in attendance is her sister Olga, Lenski, and Onegin. Onegin is in a bit of a mood, so what he decides to do is try and flirt with Lenski's girlfriend, Olga, much to the dismay of Lenski as well. So what he does is Lenski challenges Onegin to a duel, which then happens, but they can't come to any agreement about what's happening. They're trying to...
Oh, she didn't quite make it, but that was a good effort. I think that was a fantastic effort, Josie. Thank you very much. And I am going to complete that final moment for you, because you might remember that last time the story ended in the most dramatic way possible, with Onegin shooting dead his best friend Lenski in a duel. He has now been away for 7 years, utterly riddled with guilt, and he has returned to St. Petersburg, high society, where he is trying to find a new life and set up again. So I wish him every luck in the world, Onegin. Now, I said we find ourselves in Russia's St. Petersburg, and it's glistening and glitzy, and there's poise and glamour, and of course, a ball, and of course, a dance. So let's bring the wonderful Natasha Kamjani to teach us the Polonaise.
Thank you, Karen. So the Polonaise was a 16th century folk dance that started off in Poland, spread across Europe, becoming known as the dance for the aristocracy and the gentry. And it is all about poise, so let's have a look at that straight away. So if everyone could just, where they are, spread out. Let's have a little spread out in the four corners. Karen, why don't you head up stage there? So we're all spread out in the space. You, wherever you are, I want you to take a breath in. And as you breathe in, you're going to lengthen through your spine, imagining there's air bubbles in between each of your vertebrae. And as you breathe out, try to keep that poise. Great. Lots of character in your faces as well, because you would have been so excited to go to this party. You need to catch people's eyes. So just wherever you are, see if you can catch someone's eye mischievously, happy, shocked to see them, delighted to see them. These guys are doing really well. And then we need to just look at the bow and the curtsy. So traditionally, the gents would be doing a bow, hands behind your back, just leaning forward. And the ladies would be taking one leg behind their back, probably grabbing their dresses if they have them on. And you can just try both legs and make sure you're trying everything. Next thing is, at these balls, you've got the foundation step of everything, which was the waltz, which is in a 3/4 time. You might know it as quick, quick, slow, a long step followed by 2 short steps, and we're just going to have a practice around the space of that step. And please, you jump up wherever you are and have a go too. Ready? So we're going to go slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, that's it, keep going. It's a very slow, stately dance. There's not too much up and down. Just relaxing with your shoulders back. Keep going a few more. You look good, well done. Hope you've got that so far. Right, thank you, Richard. Head back to your spaces where you were. So we've got everything we need. We've got our poise, we've got our looks, we've got our bow and our curtsy, and we've got our waltz steps. So now, let's put it together. We're going to be learning a polonaise that has some of the movement from the Garsingtons production with our own little remix today. So, first thing we're going to do is, in the four corners, spread out a little bit more for me. Karen had a tiny bit more upstage. On the intro, we've got a quick bow or curtsy. You choose what you want to do. It sounds a bit like this. We're going to go... and then you're off. So you've got to be ready to go. Don't mind which leg you're going with, but you're going to head with 8 waltz steps into a straight vertical line. Can we just walk into that line just so they can catch that? So Karen's going to head down stage. You're going to slot in like so, but you're going to be waltzing, okay? Let's rewind that. Let's do it with the bow and the curtsy into that straight away. 3, 4, and bowing or curtsying. And 1, coming in. 2, you can open up those fans. 3, coming forward a bit more. 4, keep your feet moving, shoulders back, faces poised. And 7, and 8, let's hold it there. Richard, thank you, sounds beautiful. Then, hopefully you're in a group of 4. Didn't say that, but you can see they're in 4s. We're gonna label you A, and B down that line. The A's, give us a wave, A's, that's Jerome and Karen. They are going to make a circle around themselves, waltzing for 4 clockwise, while the B's are going to cross their left leg over and do it's quite difficult to do it slowly, but a slow, elegant turn. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just pace it round, but as long as you're not jumping it round, stay nice and smooth. Let's try that, you ready? And 1, and 2, just round onto yourself, good. And 3, and 4, stopping there. Perfect. Have you done this before? You're looking very good, you guys. From there, we're going to do a peel out like you're peeling a banana. A's are going to go to the right, B's going to go to the left, and if you have space, you're going to end up in a straight line, and if not, we're going to slightly stagger ours today. So let's just walk it. So Karen, you're going to peel round to your right. Off you go. 1. Josie's going to come forward and then she's going to peel out. Jerome's coming forward and he's peeling out. And then Ossian's coming forward and he's peeling out. And we're going to keep the music going until they all get there. So if you get there early, looks and character. Great, thank you, Richard. From there, you do another bow or curtsy, whichever one you choose, but on the way up, so you're going to take that curtsy or bow. On the way up, you need to turn and face your partner. So you've got a new section happening. Happy with that, you guys? Let's just have a look at that. So bowing and curtsying and turning to face your partner. And then into your partner. Shoulders back, poised. Great. The next bit is a tiny bit trickier. So let's just have a look at these feet. I would like everybody to use the leg closest to the screen. So we're going to use our downstage leg and you're going to use the leg closest to the screen. Shoulders back, looking into your partner's eyes. Very excited to be there. You're going to take a step towards them, a step away from them, and then you're both going to turn away from each other. So away from each other. Beautifully demonstrated by these guys here. You're going to do the same thing with the same leg, but you're going to turn the other way. Let's give it a go. So forward towards each other, back away, and then turning away from each other, away from each other. Fantastic. We're going to keep going so you get an idea of the spacing. From there, you're going to merge yourself into a circle. Try it. So 1, and a 2, kind of, if you get there early, just looking around again, looking around, taking it all in. Then we're going to do a right-hand star. So ladies are going to hold their fans up. Gents are going to have their left hand behind the back of the other hand held, or you can choose whatever you want to do. 4, we're going to do it with the music, this one. We're going to do 4 waltzes in one direction, and then we're going to turn the other way straight away. 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, great, catching eyes again. Then they're going to go the other way for 1, and 2, and they're going to end up facing each other in their partners. 4, great. So we're going to end up in a new patterning position. In a minute we'll do the whole thing so you'll get the gist. So now from the circle, they've spun it around both ways and they've ended up in 2 lines. Now we're going to go towards each other, away from each other, and swap the lines over, and we're going to do that twice. We're going to go straight away with the music. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to come on this side this time. You ready? 3, 4, coming in. You can use a waltz step here. 2, back it away. Come back, and then you're going to cross swap the lines over using the waltz step. Turn any way you like, making it look fabulous. Do that again. Let's have a look. Coming towards each other. Back it away. Great. And then they're going to travel all the way through, and we're going to get ready to go from the top. Straight away, we're going to run the whole thing. Get ready, here we go. 8 waltzes to the beginning. So Karen, you're going to head down here to our position number 1, 3, and 4, good. Keep coming forward, 5, lovely. I love the variation, 6 and 7. We've got A's are doing the clockwise and B's are turning on the spot. Off you go. 2, good. 3, and then we've got the peel out, the banana peel out. Peeling out, Karen, that's it, heading round. Coming all the way forward as you go. Good. We've got a curtsy. We'll wait for Jerome to get there. Everyone on the spot looking around, it's not quite there. We'll just wait, just looking. And here we go with the bow and curtsy. And you're bowing or curtsying. And then you're facing each other. Here we go, coming towards each other and away from each other. And then they're spinning away. And then they're going to do that again, coming in towards each other. Beautiful, guys, and away. This time they're going to turn the other way. Now they've got 4 waltzes to get to a circle. If they get there early, they're going to turn on themselves. 3, here we go. Right arm in. We're going round for 4. 1. Good, looking at each other still, catching eyes. And we're going to do 4, going back the other way for 1. For 2, lovely. Into your partners facing each other. So make your way. A few on the spot just to get ready. So you should be facing the partners now. The last figure. Are we ready? We're going to go towards each other. Here we go. Coming in and in. Now go backwards again. Reverse away. And now you're going to cross the lines through each other. This would have been a giggly, fun moment. And I hope you're having fun with it. They're going to do that again. So 2 towards each other. So they're waltzing towards, and then they're going to go away from each other. And then they're going to cross the line through. And the last moment, they're going to do a big dramatic bow or curtsy, still catching eyes with each other. And coming up. And thank you, Richard, for following that with our own remix twist on the Polonaise. Thank you, well done.
And now we are going to watch the Polonaise as staged in Garsington Opera's production. Was a clip from Garsington Opera's production, conducted by our artistic director, Dougie Boyd. And who's going to join us now? So hello, Dougie.
I'm in the west coast of Portugal, in the city of Porto, in this wonderful concert hall you can see behind me here. And I have a concert tonight with this lovely, wonderful symphony orchestra. And that's one of the lucky things about being a conductor. You get to travel all over the world and meet wonderful musicians and wonderful orchestras everywhere.
So, Dougie, is conducting as easy as you, the maestro himself, makes it look?
Well, shall I tell you something about conducting? People think that conducting is about beating time, you know. So if we're in 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or maybe we're in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Polonaise is in 3, as we said. But I'm going to tell you a secret about the least interesting thing about conducting is beating time. That's not really what it's about. Of course, you keep the orchestra together, but when you're with a fantastic orchestra like we have at Garsington, the Philharmonia Orchestra, one of the great orchestras in the world, they can play together whether you've got a conductor or not. What a conductor really does is to try and shape the music in one way that makes everybody feel we're doing it in the same way. Just as the same you'll find if you if you read a play, there are about 5 million ways of making that play happen on stage. Different actors, different ways you express all the writing. And it's the same with music. It's just notes on a page. And if you've got 100 people on stage, we can't have 100 different ideas of how to play it. And that's what the conductor's job is to make people feel, yeah, let's do it this way for this week only.
Can you please show me and everyone else, just give us a little lesson?
So for instance, with the Polonaise, we could do it very slowly, and that depends on my upbeat. So for instance, if I give the upbeat like this, okay, so that's one tempo. Or if I turn to the orchestra and do this, the orchestra will immediately respond to my gesture. And the key is how you start, what we call the upbeat. It's like everybody breathing together, and then off we go.
Oh, thanks so much, Dougie. It's been so interesting to talk to you. Now we are going to get back to our wonderful production of Onegin here on stage at Garsington, which is designed by Tom Piper. Now, Rhiannon, what can you tell us about this wonderful design and the decisions that have been made?
So yes, so Karen, this set for the final act of this opera has been designed by Tom, and we have a few elements of it here for us today. And what's amazing about this is it's completely different from the previous Lariner family country estate. Here, we're very obviously in a place of wealth and high society. And we can see this in the details in this set. We have these huge gold frames. And I mean, the sheer oversize of them tells us something about how wealthy and the society that we're in. And we have these huge mirrors. These mirrors have another much more subtle function. And that's related to our characters. It's related to Tatiana's emotion and the situation that Tatiana and Onegin find themselves in. These mirrors reflect back the gaze of high society. And that's a very judgmental gaze, because don't forget, this is 18th century and everyone has to behave according to a very, very strict code of behavior. So they are constantly seeing their own reflection, and they're being constantly reminded that they're being watched.
Now, we really need to get back to Onegin and find out how he's feeling at this moment. Poor Onegin. It must be such a terrible thing to have to live with. And he doesn't know that there's a relative of his at this ball, and he happens to be a prince. Prince Graymin. Oh, I've always wanted to meet a prince. Oh, hello, hello.
Good evening.
What brings you to this ball?
Well, I'm hoping to bump into my cousin, perhaps you know him, Onegin.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but anyway, I'm here with my beautiful wife, Tatiana, and she has honestly made me the happiest man in the world at the moment. I didn't think I would find love at my age, but she just came into my life like an angel and made everything better.
So could this be the same Tatiana? A love triangle. It's getting even better. So let's go to Richard to find out what Prince Graymin sings about her.
Absolutely, Karen. And in this aria, Graymin tells Onegin that however much man might want to resist falling in love, it's inevitable, just as a bee falls into a flower. Tash, you're going to help us with the movement, thank you. 4 lines, very simple, a beautiful tune, as you've come to expect from Tchaikovsky, especially from anything in this fantastic opera. So, the first line, all men fall victim to love's power. And it goes like this. All men fall victim to love's power. Give it a go, go.
All men fall victim to love's power.
And then the next line is the same tune, it's just it's a sequence, so he takes it up a little bit, up a step. As honey bees fall in the flower. Brilliant, give it a go.
As honey bees fall in the flower.
Brilliant. And this is a nice long phrase now. You've got to take a good breath. For young and old, there's no resisting when the winds of love will blow. So it's a nice big breath to get you over that hill of the tune. For young and old, there's no resisting when the winds of love will blow. Fantastic. Let's just do that nice long line again. It feels really lovely to sing. After 2. 1, 2.
For young and old, there's no resisting when the winds of love will blow.
Fantastic. Shall we give it all a go from the top? Thanks, Tash. I'll give you 2 counts in. 1, 2.
All men fall victim to love's power. As honey bees fall in the flower.
For young and old, there's no resisting when the winds of love will blow. Fantastic. So it opens up and closes again, just like a flower that the bee is going to fall into.
So now we have learnt some of Prince Graymin's aria. We're going to hear the man himself sing it.
Resisting when the wind
That was unbelievably beautiful and heartfelt. And what a low note that was at the end there, Ossian. Great to listen to. And I feel like this is the perfect moment for us to talk about voice types. So I'm going to hand to Richard to explain.
And isn't it amazing that Tchaikovsky uses those fantastic low notes for the character of Grayman, make him sound so dependable and steadfast and a really reliable character. Ossian, tell us about your voice type.
So my voice type is a bass baritone. It's a specific type of bass that has all the low notes, but also quite a few top notes. As you heard in that aria, there are a few reaching up to the top of the range.
Brilliant. Can I very crudely ask you to give us a bit of a demo?
Absolutely.
If I give you a chord. Wow, that's very impressive. Jerome, where does your voice sit in relation to Ossian?
So in relation to Ossian's, my voice is just that bit higher, but not as high as a tenor, but I'm a baritone, sort of in the middle, and I would start just a tone higher than that.
Oh, that's fantastic. And we can hear that the quality of your voice is slightly brighter in a sense than Ossian's. It's just got a different tone colour.
Yes, as you say, a different colour. Baritones are just slightly brighter, and then you've got tenors who have an even sort of a brighter sound. And
Don't worry, I won't ask you to do it.
Yeah, but Pavarotti and Go Compare much higher, and just that bit brighter.
Fantastic. And Josie, tell us about the female voice.
So there are two kinds of female voice. There's the mezzo-soprano or alto, which is the lowest kind of voice, and then there's a soprano, which is what I get to do. So I get to sing all the lovely high notes.
Give us a burst. My goodness me, that's fantastic.
Pretty high.
And a really important thing is when you find that your voice is, well, let's ask. Ossian, when did you find that you were going to be a bass?
So I didn't actually always know what a bass was when I was younger, about 16, 17. I was very into, my friends were into sort of musical theatre. They were higher voices, well, tenors. And they were singing things like Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis. And I was trying to join in with them, but I just couldn't get that high. It was too much of a strain on my voice, and I couldn't do it. And I found it really frustrating. But then my singing teacher gave me a piece by Vaughan Williams, a classical piece called The Vagabond. And it was amazing to find something that was actually written for a voice like mine, a lower voice. And I was just amazed at how well it fit my voice, and I've been in love with that sort of music ever since.
So a wonderful moment for you. And there's a lesson there, which is to be brave and keep looking around, and don't get stuck in one particular style of music or think that the voice that you're singing in at the moment is your voice, because it takes a long time potentially for your voice to settle down. And within these voice types that you've just described, there are lots of other sort of subdivisions.
Absolutely, there's lots of different micro groups. So I would call myself a lyric soprano, but then there are sopranos who go even higher than me, who would be soubrettes and, coloratura sopranos. They go even higher. So there's a whole range even within the voice types.
Brilliant. So a bit like how our fingerprints are all so different, it's the same with our voices. Every voice is very unique and your voice is very special to you.
Now, you might have noticed if you watched episode 1 that Tatiana has really changed what she's wearing. So Rhiannon, I'd be really interested for you to describe to us the difference in costume here and why.
So this is 7 years later, and now Tatiana lives in the city of St. Petersburg. So she is dressed in up-to-the-minute fashions, and we are also at a ball. So she's wearing a very specific outfit for a ball, which involves showing off all her wealth, and she's got lots of lovely glitters and sparkles and some feathers in her hair. But what's really interesting about this for being a costume designer is that when your characters live in the city, as opposed to your characters that live in the countryside, those city characters are going to be much more up to the minute with their fashion. And this is because it's in the city where you have your dressmakers and your tailors. And so if you live in the city, you live close to those shops and you can go regularly and remain up to the minute. Whereas if you live in the countryside, it might be, in the 19th century, it might be a 2-day horse and carriage ride up to the city to see your dressmaker. So you're going to go less often, and therefore you won't be so spot on with your fashion.
Great, so Tatiana's getting to do an awful lot of shopping, which is great. Her life's developed there, but I must get us back to our story. So if our singers could reset for me, please. And we're back to this love triangle between Onegin, Tatiana and Prince Grayman. So let's all see what happens next.
Onegin, you must meet Tatiana here.
You could cut the atmosphere here with a knife. Tatiana, come over. You've just seen Onegin again after all these years. How are you?
Awful. My husband is in this same room in this ball, and Onegin has just arrived, and I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I feel for you. So let's find out how Onegin is feeling about all of this. Thank you so much, Jerome. That was utterly gorgeous. What an outburst of love from Onegin there. And you might remember back in episode 1 when Tatiana wrote that really heartfelt love letter to Onegin, and she poured her heart out and he rejected her. So we're now at the final scene of our opera, and it is incredibly dramatic. What decision is Tatiana going to make? Is she going to stay with Prince Grayman, who she, after all, has promised the rest of her life to, or is she going to go with Onegin at this point? So it's really important that this is directed in the right way to make it really believable, and there's a lot of tensions. So we're going to direct this scene together. So I'm going to invite our singers into the space, and we're going to have a look at a little section of this. So I've already set a lot of this piece because it's quite a large piece of repertoire, but we're going to look at a little section of it, and then I want you to really feel free as directors to make decisions yourself. So let's have a little look at the words. If you could say the words to me. We're going to go from your first line, which is I love you still, and I'd just like you to speak them to each other naturally, as if you've just met. Let's say they've met in the park. They've had a little wander and they've met in a park, okay? And action.
I love you still.
Say that again. I think I heard, or was I dreaming? You love me? Is it true? My darling, it's the old Tatiana.
No. We cannot just rewind the past. I made my vows. My fate is cast, and to those vows I must be true. Please leave me now. I beg of you.
Fantastic. So she is basically at this point saying no. So where has he found her? Obviously here in our setting. They've gone into a room, probably the next day in her house. But let's throw that all out in the air. We can do whatever we like with it. So let me ask you, have you ever had, so when you were younger, let's say you're 15, 16, what was your first job? Did you ever have a Saturday job or anything?
Oh yeah, I worked at a wedding venue serving dinner to people at their weddings.
Fantastic. So you're waitressing.
Absolutely waitressing.
Wonderful. So you've got a plate in the
yeah.
hand. Let's have a plate in the hand. Great. And have you ever been a wedding guest?
I've been to a wedding, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's actually say that you've turned up at the wedding she's working at, so it's a bit inappropriate. You actually shouldn't be here. And she's trying to sort of serve various people, and he's following you around, telling you, let's say that you're telling her that you still love her, and you're not going to leave her away. Now, because she's got a lot of guests in between her, if you could stay, let's say, around 2 meters away from her at all times is a bit of a rule, okay? Let's try it. So lots of serving different people. It's all a bit awkward. Your ex has turned up at work. And action.
I love you still.
Say that again. Or was I dreaming? I think I heard. My darling, it's the old Tatiana.
No. We cannot just rewind the past. I made my vows. My fate is cast. And to those vows I must be true. Please, leave me now. I beg of you.
Lovely. And I'm not sure if we felt that worked or not, but it's interesting, isn't it, what it does to the drama there and how it changes the meanings. What I wanted to really show you is the way that you can change the context of something. So, Richard, I'd love you to talk to us a bit about the music here, because of course this is a piece with two singers and there's some decisions that have been made about that.
Well, duet, for an opera composer, a duet is one of the most exciting things you can possibly write. And in this final massive duet that Tchaikovsky wrote for Tatiana and Onegin, you hear most of these devices at play all at the same time. I've got some cards which just help explain what I'm going to say. So what you just heard was two characters essentially saying, I love you. So I love you too. To each other, that's how we classically think of a duet working. However, this is the brilliant thing about opera. We can change the rules a little bit. This is this character saying, I love you. That character is saying, oh my goodness. And that character can't hear that character singing. So that's internal, and that is very much external speaking to the character. You see what I mean? You can then do this little trick, which is, oh my goodness, I think he loves me. Oh my goodness, I think she loves me. So two characters on the stage, side by side, neither of them can hear the other person singing. That's the brilliant thing about opera. You can make the rules up where you go along and decide that one person on the stage can't hear the next person singing, but we in the audience can. And that's in this last scene. It's up to the director, and it's up to us, the audience and the singers, to decide who hears what.
Thank you, Richard. So now we are going to hear the whole of this final duet and find out what decision Tatiana makes. And when you're watching it, really think about the way that, in this case, I've directed it. So it's not going to be set in a wedding reception, you'll be glad to hear, but just see whether you would make different decisions and how that would change the drama. Enjoy. So without Tatiana, Onegin is left to look at his own reflection in the mirror. And that is opera. We have been backstage, explored lighting, made costumes, we've sung, we've danced, we've really explored 19th century Russia. We've worked with a wonderful team of people and explored the most amazing roller coaster of emotions in this wonderful opera. So I'd love to invite the whole team back on stage because it's unfortunately time to say goodbye, and we have loved you being part of the Go Create Opera Imaginarium. And if you want to find out more, go to our website. But in the meantime, why don't we all get back to the ball and do some dancing?